So how many of you have practiced some questions over that? Anyone? Anyone does some practice questions on that? Anyone done? Anyone have practiced some questions on it or not? Okay, I think so. How we have seen like linked list, array list, or so we have to understand about the basic logic first. Then we can only learn about these things like collection framework. So I think everyone have some basic knowledge of data structures, like how queue works, how linked list works, and will be like HashMap will be new for many of you who haven't done the basic data structures. So HashMap should be new topic for them, right? So we will practice some questions over that. For the HashMap, we will practice some questions. So in today's test, what are the questions you have, guys? For today's test, what are the questions? Any HashMap question are there? There was any question related to HashMap?
Yes, sir. We have to count number of words, then print them.
Okay, so there was some questions like to count the number of words, or we can say frequency of word. Correct. So we will practice this question today. First, we will practice this question. So for day 15, I will create a class and name it practice, and inside it main function. Correct. So we have a main function. So first question, I will think like count frequency of number, not word. We can have word, or we can say count frequency of word. So how you will guys approach this thing? How we can approach it? Or if we have numbers, then how you will approach it? If I say we have to, and n range from 1, 0 and 100. So how can you count the frequency of number? There is any method which you can use to do this?
As
We have a
well.
we have a question name as count frequency of number, and range of our n is 0 to 100. Can you do it?
Contains. Using contains function.
Hmm?
Contains function.
Contains function. How will you like we have a frequency of number, we have a array list or array which have multiple numbers, 1 2 3 1 4 6, like this. So how will you count the numbers?
Using
How
loop.
many times
Using
frequency?
HashMap.
What is the frequency? Like we have 1 comma 2 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3. Correct. So what will be the frequency for there will be frequency for 1. What will be the frequency for 1? 2. Correct. We have 1 occurred 2 times. 1 occurs 2 times.
2 times.
Or we can say 1 occurs 2 times and 2 occurs 2 times, or we will write it something like this: 3 3 2 comma 2 comma 2. So our 2 occurs 1 2 3 4 5, correct, 5 times, and our 3 occurs how many times? 1 2 3 4. So this will be our answer, correct. So if we have to count the frequency of a number which is range from 0 to 100, so what will be the output for us? 1 occurs 2 times, 2 occurs 5 times, 3 occurs 4 times. So this is the some count array, or we have to create something which can be used like this. So we have to store the frequency of each number. So can anyone suggest some logic for it? How we can count the frequencies of number?
Sir, using hash map framework.
Using hasmap, keep aside hasmap for now.
Sir,
I'm
we
giving you
can
frequency. I am giving you
Contains
like range of our n from 0 to 100. Our n will not be greater than 100 and not smaller than 0. Equal to for now. So there will be number not greater than 100. There can be 1 2 5 95 100 65 75, but there will not any number which is more than 100, like 101 102 103. So how can we calculate it? Any idea? Any logic?
sir, we have to check one with every number.
We have to check one with every number. So
If we
how
don't use contains using loop,
uh, how you guys use contains here? If you do contains, then it will give the only true false. If you contain do something like contains on this array list or array, what you will get? You will get true or false, simple.
sir, we
the
use
true.
it in if, then we use get function to get that.
Now if you try to get the one, it will get return always first element
Yes.
occurs. Then how will get the frequency of 1 or 2? They are not occurring in a serialized manner or like increasing manner. There should be some approaches. You have to think in a logical way
Sir,
to solve
first we
this.
short using asset.
Yeah, you can do it. Like you can sort them, so it will become 1 1 2 2 2 2 3 3 3. But how will you storing the frequency there? Any solution for you for this? How can we store this? We are not using hasmap now. Use any other data structure to store it, what you already know. Can you
Array,
use it?
sir.
Array. So how you will use array here?
Sir, using two loops, we can check that the one come, then increase the using counter that value.
So we have to return something, or some we have to return something which is storing our counts of frequency of number. Any idea? देखो, there is one thing. If we create an array list here, correct? If we create an array list and first we pick one, correct? First we pick one and count the all of the frequency of one, and we will store it somewhere in the array list, like in a string. We can store it in a string as well. We will store one comma its frequency, then 2 comma its frequency, 3 comma its frequency. We can do it. We can do it now. Inside our
Yes.
array list, what we will store in a string format. We will store it in string format, 1 comma 2, and then we will search for the 2 and store it 2 comma 5. We can do it like this. We can store our frequency like this in array list as well, correct? But this will not be a something we are doing repetitive task. We are searching one again and again, one again and again. So it will create a mess, or it will increase the uh, what we can say, time complexity of our program. It will increase the time complexity of our program as well. So there is some other method we can use. If what happen if we try to create an array from 0 to 101. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we create an array with size of 101? We know our range is from 0 to 100 and our indexing starts from 0, correct? Our indexing starts from 0 in our array. So what we can do? We can create an array for the size of 101. Why 101? To store the data from 0 to 100. We can do it or not? Do you get an idea here? What we are trying to do? We are creating an array from 0th index to 1 comma 2 comma 3 dash 100, correct? We are trying to create an array with these numbers. So what we have inside our array? We have size of 101. We have a size of array with 101. So 0 to 100 it became 101. 0 to 100 it will take 101 size, correct? So what we can do? We simply take this array and int numbers equal to, this is our array, correct? This is our array for which we have to search the numbers. So what we can do? We run a for loop from int I equal to 0. We can do it. I less than numbers dot length I plus plus. Can we do it? Can we do it? Default value inside our numbers. What will be the default value inside our numbers? It will be 0. For now, we will think it have the value 0, correct?
Yes.
So what we will do? We will create an array int answer. We will create an answer array as well, where we are storing our answers.
Yes.
Name as new int with size of 101.
100.
Now we have an array with size of 101. So what we will do? It has a size of 101, so it has indexes like 0, 1, 2, 3 to till 100, correct? We have an array with indexing starts from 0 ending at 100, correct? So we already know our range is 0 to 100. So we have created an array with 0 to 100 range. Now what we will do? We will simply answer I, not I. What will do? Numbers of I. Can we do it? What am I doing here? Or for simplicity, what we can do? We got numbers there. What we are getting? We are getting numbers. So for the we are running a loop from 0 to length, correct? 0 to length of the numbers. So it will go for the index 0 when I equal to 0. What will be the value of numbers 0? What will be the value of number 0? 1, correct? Number 0 equal to 1. This number 0 equal to 1. What we will do? What we will do? We simply answer 1 equal, or we can say plus equal to 1. What we are doing? We are increasing the count of answer 1. What we are doing? We are increasing the count of answer 1. Correct? And what we can also do? Int max equal to numbers 0. We have already discussed about this program, how to get the largest number inside an array. We have already discussed about it, how to get an largest element inside our array. Correct? So what we are doing here? We are just simply increasing this number like this, and we have to run a condition here. If max is less than numbers of I, or what we can do, we will write is something like this: control X and int current number. Current number will be numbers of I, and we will simply write it here. Correct? And replace this as well. So if current max is less than current, what we will do? Max, or we will write 1x as well here. Max equal to current. Can we do it? Can we do it? If we have to calculate the max number or largest number inside our array, we can do it like this. What we have to do? We will do, if our max is less than current, then max equal to current. We just replace this value. Correct? We set our current as our max. Why we are calculating the max here? So we will exactly know where we have to loop. Correct? So whenever we have to, inside our answer, we have 0 to 100, correct? But there will be chance, like in this case, we have already our inside our numbers, we have max number as 3. What is the current max inside our numbers? Max is 3 in numbers. Correct? 3 is max in our numbers array. Correct? 3 is our maximum number. So we don't have to run the loop from 0 to 100 when we need to fetch the answers. So we will simply do answer current plus equal to 1. Why we are doing answer current plus equal to 1? Why we are doing answer current plus equal to 1? Because at our answer, current is 1. Correct? Current is 1. Current has value of 1. Why current has value of numbers of I, number of 0 equal to 1 for the 0th index. So answer 1 become, what it will become? 0 plus 1. Correct? We have increases the frequency of 1 as by 1. Correct? We are increasing the frequency of index 1 by 1. So at the end, what we will get? We will get something like this. At index 1, we have 2 value. At index 2, we have 5 value. At index 3, we have 4 value. Is it clear what we are trying to do here? Now for answer, what we can do? Int I equal to 0 and I less than equal to max I plus plus. Here what we can do? We simply system dot out answer I. Correct? We can print it. Or what we can do? Can we do it? If we print this, what will be the output here? 0, 2, 5, 4. Correct? 0, 2, 5, 4. Or we can say, we can write it like this, plus I plus and here also we will write plus or print ln and we will remove it. Correct? So what will be the output here? At 0th index, or we can say 0 has 0 frequency, 0 has 0 frequency. Correct? And 1 has 2 frequency, 2 has 5 frequency, 3 has
4 times
4 frequency. Is it correct? This is what we have faced here. Correct? So that's how we can also count the frequency using the count array, or we can say this is our count array. Is it clear how we can do it? Using array only when we have fixed numbers. Is it clear what we have done here? Any doubt in this? You can ask. This is the very simple method we have used here. And why I have used max here? So we will not run the loop more than max. Correct? In this case, we have max as 3. We have max as 3. So we are running our loop till 3 only. So other than that, we will not printing anything. Or we can also write a condition if answer I exists is greater than 0. Correct? We can write it if answer I is greater than 0, then only print. So what will happen? It will only print the value which has frequency. Like 0 doesn't have any frequency, so it will not print it. Correct? We can write it like this. So that's how we can count our numbers inside a array. So this is the way of thinking you can implies when you try to solve the sub question. So there is multiple methods you can use to solve the same question. Correct? If we have to use if we are trying to use hash map here, how we can do it? If we are trying to use hash map here, how we can do it? We will put our integer, comma, integer. Correct? We will create a hash map here, new hash map. And now what we have to do? We have to create we have created a hash map. Now we have to store the numbers. How we will store? We will create a loop. We will create a loop. Int num inside numbers. We will run a loop on numbers. Now we will getting the numbers inside our num and hm dot put, and here what will be the key for us? Num. Correct? Key will be num. Because why key will be num? Because we are storing the frequency of numbers. Correct? So at 0th index we got 1, at the second first index we will got 2. So these are the our keys. Correct? and we are storing keys as numbers, and there we will be storing its frequency. So how we can do it? Num and there is one function you can use here, hm dot get or default. What is this? If I write num inside it, what it will do? What our get do?
Get
What our get do?
नंबर कंटेंट्स नंबर को ऐड कर लेगा और बाकी
That's
जो नहीं
that
होगा
one.
उसको छोड़।
So if I write something like hm dot get num, correct? If I do something like this, hm dot get num is greater than 0, then what we have to do? hm dot put hm, or we can say current equal to hm dot get, and inside it we will store num. We can do it. We will fetch our current number. What we will do? We will fetch our current number and store it inside current. If our current is greater than 0, correct? If our current is greater than 0, then what we will do? What it is giving us? What it is giving us? Or we can say value, not current. We will say value here. Can we say it? This is a value of our key. We are fetching value for our num key, correct? We are trying to fetch the value of num. So what it will do? But before it, what we have to do? If we have to check, there is another condition, hm dot is empty, or we can say hm dot contains key with, we have to write hm dot contains key num. We will write it something like this. We have to write this condition. Leave it. We have to write a condition hm dot contains key. If our hash map contains num key, then what we have to do? Hm dot put hm dot get num plus 1. Correct? For what? Num. We have to do it. We have to do this if our key is already exist in our hash map. What we have to do? We have to increase the value. We have to increase the frequency count. So what we are doing? First, we are checking if our hash map contains key now. Then we are increasing its count by getting it and plus 1. Correct? We are doing this. Else what we have to do? hm dot put num comma 1. We have to do this. We have to do this or not? This will be our correct way to store our frequency inside our hash map. Do you guys understand what we are trying to do here? Ignore this line for now. What we are doing here? First, we are checking if our hash map contains key as num. Then what we will do? We will put our num key at the address of num. What we are doing? We are getting, first we are getting current value. If current value is something like 1, 2, 3, anything it should be, it can be anything. So we are first getting the current value and then increasing it. Correct? First we are getting our current value and then we are increasing it. If our key is not inside our hash map, what we are doing? We are simply putting adding this key inside our hash map and making its frequency as 1. Correct? This is what we are doing. But you can do all of this in single line using this command. We don't have to write if else conditions. Don't have to check contains key or thing. We can directly use this. So what we are doing, we are putting num at inside our hash map and checking if our hash map get or default num. If our hash map have num, then if it contains
Yes.
a num key, then it will return its value. If it doesn't contains its value, we set our default value as 0. Correct? If our hash map doesn't have 1 in the first round of our loop, at num equal to 1 at first loop, what it will we have, our hash map is empty and it doesn't contain any key. So what it will do, get or default, it will put 1 as our key and make its default value as 0. Then we will increase it. So for first round of our loop, what it will do, it will create a key as 1 and put the value as 1. Correct? Then again 1 occurs in our loop. So what will happen, it will check if our hash map contains 1 or not. It contains 1. Then what will it will do, it will return us the current value of a hash map, uh, current value of 1. So which will be 1 inside our hash map. So there we will get 1 plus 1. So our num value increase from 1 to 2. That's how it will run this loop. Now if we try to print this hash map, what will be the output? We got the frequency. We got the frequency or not? We are getting correct frequencies. We have 1
Yes.
equal to 2, 2 equal to 5, 3 equal to 4. If we comment it out and run these line, then also we will get same answer. Correct? Then also we will get same answer. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
How we can use hash map or arrays? Ayush, is it clear? Okay. So today's class is for SQL. So how many of you know about the SQL? What is the SQL? What is the SQL or databases? What is the database? Why we need database?
Database is a warehouse where that application where data is stored.
Uh, we cannot say it is a warehouse, or we can say we use something to store our data in a permanent manner. Correct? To store data in a persistent storage. Correct? So this is the something we use to store our data. So like for now, where we are storing the data in Java?
Heap member.
Inside our array list hash map. Correct? We are currently storing our data inside our hash map array list. Correct? Inside our hash map we are storing some data. That's how we are storing some data inside our Java program for now. If what happen if program closes, like this program finished, now if we try to access this data, can we access it?
No, sir.
If our program closed, then we cannot access any data. Correct? Can array list permanently store data? Hash map can permanently store data? No.
No, sir.
What will happen if like we have Amazon? Correct? If Amazon closes today, will all customer data disappear? Or any other YouTube closes today, then all of the videos will disappear from the server? No. Correct? Why? Because they are
No,
stored in
no,
some
sir.
database. because they are stored in some
stores in
database, correct? So without database, what we have, we have notebook, student name, Rahul, Amit, Nikhil, we have discussed in the previous class, but we cannot search. It will be, we can search, but it will be difficult for us to search, correct? If we have to search, we have to run the loop again and again. We have to, it will be difficult to update as well. Data will lose, and there is no security inside our program for it, for the database. So that's why we need some database. With database, what we can do, using database, what we can do, we can search fast, we have security there, we can create backups for our database as well, we can have multiple users, we can store data in a large way, we can store large data inside our storage, correct? So there is something like, in database, what is the database? Collection of related data, we can say. What is the database? If we create a new class for it,
collection and organize the data.
collection of organized data. Database is collection of organized data, or we can say organized
Store permanently.
relatable data, correct? It is a collection of organized relatable data, or we can say related data, correct? We can say it. And we have another term here, which is DBMS. What is DBMS?
Database management system.
Database management system. So what is the use of database management system? We have database, but to manage the database, we need some management system as well. So we have to use some database management system to manage our data, correct? Inside our database, what we can do using DBMS, we can manipulate our data, we can search our data, we can create database, we can delete database, correct?
Completely.
So these are the some usage of our database management system. Example, what are the examples? MySQL, we have MySQL, correct? We have Oracle, and we have SQL Server as well. We have MongoDB. We have multiple database management systems. So another term we have RDBMS, or we can say RDBMS. What is RDBMS?
Relational database management system.
Relational database management system, correct? So it is a relational database management system, correct? For example, what are the relational database management system?
Store data inside table.
That is
Stores data in tables. It stores data in tables. What are the examples of database RDBMS, like MySQL, Oracle SQL, or we can say SQL servers, correct? These are the some basic database management system, or RDBMS we have. So what is SQL? Can anyone tell us what is the SQL? It is structured
Query language. Structured query language.
Structured query language, correct? We have SQL as structured query language. It's used to communicate with relational database. Is used to communicate with relational database, correct? We can use SQL to communicate with relational databases. Is it clear why we use SQL? Inside our SQL, we have multiple types of commands, or we can say we can perform using SQL, we can perform multiple operations on our databases. What are the operations? Manipulate data,
create,
and what we can define data, correct? We can define data, we can perform some queries on our data, and what we can do, we can control our data, and we can manage transactions. So these are the something we can use inside our database RDBMS using SQL. We can manipulate our data, we can define our data, we can run some queries on our data, we can control our data, how we will serve our data to our users, we can perform some transactions on our data, correct? So these are the some basic we can say categories, or we can say it has some basic methods we can use inside our SQL. Using SQL, we can perform these operations on our RDBMS. Why? Because SQL is used to communicate with relational database. So there is some categories in our categories of SQL. What are the categories? DDL, data definition language; DML, data manipulation language; DQL, data query language; and DCL, data control. And after that, what we have? TCL, transaction control language, correct? So we can perform DDL, DML, DQL, DCL, and TCL on our SQL, using our SQL. So inside DDL, what we had? Inside our DDL, what we had? If we write data
definition,
definition language. So what occurs inside our DDL? What we can do inside our DDL? We can create. We can create inside our DDL. We can alter. What is alter? We can change it or modify it using alter. We can drop our database. We can drop our database inside it. We can truncate. So when we have to define the database, we use DDL commands, or we can say we can use these DDL commands. We have some DDL commands to create our data, we can alter our database, and we can drop our database, we can truncate our database. So we will learn about it in after it. Then we have DML. What is DML? Data
manipulating language.
manipulation language, correct? So inside DML, what we have?
insert,
Inside DML, what we have?
update, delete,
Insert. Inside DML, what we can do? Insert, update, and
update, delete.
So what is the difference between, like here we are creating alter, drop, truncate, but in DML what we are doing, we are inserting, updating, deleting. What is the difference? We can say alter is also similar to update, create is also similar to insert, delete is also similar to drop. Then why we have different things for it? Here, understand, we are defining the structure here using DDL command. What we are doing, we are defining or managing the structure of our database. What are the structure? Like schema of our database, or we are creating our database, and inside it we are creating schemas, or we can say we are creating the schemas for our tables. So using DDL, we can define these things. But using the DML command, we directly manipulating our data inside our table. We got a table. Inside that table, we have some data. We are inserting data using insert command. We are updating data using update command. We are deleting rows or columns using delete command. Is it clear? What is the difference between DDL and DML? Another things, we have DQL. What is the DQL? Data
query language.
Query language. Correct? We got data query language here. Inside it, what we had? Select. What we use for select? What is the use of select? Select is used to querying our data or to view our data. Like in the for loop, what we are doing, we are HM, we are printing the HM, or we are just getting what is inside our HMAP. We are printing what is inside our HMAP. So similarly, to check the data stored inside our database or table, we use select query. Using select query, we can perform multiple filters, we can perform joins, we can perform we can fetch data from our tables using select query. Clear? After that, what we have? DCL. What is DCL? Data control language. So how we can control our data? By providing permissions, by adding permissions. Grant access or revoke access. So we can provide or manage our users to provide the access or revoke their access. We can provide some we can create some user and provide the access of only deletion, or we have provided the permission of DQL only for one user. So they can only perform DQL commands. They cannot perform DML commands or DDL commands. If we have provided if we provided someone only DDL command permission, so they can only perform DDL commands. So that's how we can provide the control over our data. After that, what we had? TCL. What is the TCL? Transaction
manage
control language. What is TCL? Transaction control language. What is transaction? When we are performing some operation, when we are trying to perform some operation, and it can be like if we say in Git, what we do? First we commit, then push the data. So similarly here we have commit, we have rollback, we have save point. In what is commit? We are committing our data as it is confirmed. When we done some transaction and we are sure that it is successful, then we only commit this data. Then we only store this data inside our, because inside production there can be like for example, if I have started a payment of 1,000 rupees, correct? If I have started a payment of 1,000, sometimes what happen, we are trying to pay some user, like we have scanned the QR code, we have paid 1,000 rupees, but what will happen, after some time it shows failed status, our user doesn't receive any amount. So what will happen, it will roll back that transaction to the previous condition, or we can say it will roll back the transaction to the previous save point, where like inside of my account there is uh, 50,000 rupees or 51,000 rupees. So I have done a payment of 1,000, but it got failed. So what it will do, it will reverse this transaction and store uh, manage my balance from 50,000 to 51,000 again. Correct? It will make my balance from 50,000 to 51,000, because my payment has been failed. If it is success, then it will only commit our transaction and my balance became 50,000 and someone has balance will increase by 1,000. Correct? So that's why we use TCL here to ensure the safety of our transactions. It can be used in anywhere, like storing some data, removing some data. This is an already only example for it. So we have commit inside our transaction. Other than that, what we have? Rollback, then save point. So these are the some um, categories of our commands inside our SQL. We have these are the categories which we have inside our SQL. So commit will do, it will save transaction as permanent. In rollback, what it will do, it will go to the previous condition of our
Transaction
program,
failed.
or we can say it will go to the previous save point which is already saved inside our program. And save point, we will create some save points during our transaction. So if we have checked that our transaction or our code is working fine for this point, we have saved it. After that, we have performed some risky transaction, and if it something went wrong, it will reverse to that save point or roll back to that save point. Correct? That's how our TCL works. Is it clear? Now how you can
Yes.
install the MySQL? You can directly go to this site and download the installer from here, or you can also install the workbench, MySQL workbench. From here community version, you can install the my community version of our MySQL workbench. So using that, you can create or install it inside your server laptop. Then what we have here, I will give you some command. So here now, how we will I will clear it. So how you can log in inside your MySQL after installation? How can you install it after installation? What you can do?
Root user that password.
When you have installed the workbench, you can create a connection, you can create password, you can store the localhost. It will start on, you can start your MySQL inside your GUI,
Yes.
which you got by downloading that mysql.exe file.
Work.
And after that, what you can do, it will run on the port 3306. So you doesn't need to learn about it now. So what we will do, how to connect with MySQL after creating it or installing it? You can directly connect it inside your workbench as well, but I am using command line for it. Okay, so I have opened a new terminal here. I have opened a new terminal, correct? And inside this terminal, I will create a directory, name is SQL commands, and move to this SQL commands directory. We will move to this directory. Now how you can we have moved to the SQL command directory, correct? Now you can, how you can connect the database here. There is a command you can use to connect with your database. So what you can do, there is command name as MySQL. We will start our MySQL with using this command. We will provide username, whatever username you have created during the installation, you can apply here. So I created an username as admin here, correct? So I am providing my username here, mysql -u admin, which is our username from this. And after that, I will provide password as well. I will provide password here. So I will write -p, and then here we don't have to provide the password directly in this command. What we will write? We will write only MySQL -u, then username, then -p, then press enter. After pressing the enter, what we will get? It will ask to enter the password here. So I will enter my password. Then it will show welcome to the MySQL monitor, and we will get this terminal here. So is it clear how we will do this? Is it clear how we can connect it? Or I will write it here. Using this command, correct? You can use this command. After that, what we can do? After that, what we can do? We have to create a database, correct? First, to use some database, we have to create some database. So what will be the command for it? We are creating a structure here, correct? We are defining our database. So how we can define our database? Using this command. We will define our database using this command, correct? So I will create a database using this create database and college. I will define a database name as college using this command. Clear? Query okay, one row affected. It means our database is created for college. Now we will run a command show databases. So is college is created inside our database, correct? It is already created inside our database named as college. Is it clear? Now we have created a database using create command. After that, we have run a command named as show databases. So using this command, we can see our database, what we have inside our database. Now what we have to do? We have to use this database, what we have created. Now what we have to do? We have to use this database to perform operation inside it. Correct? I have changed my database from root database to college database. Correct? Now our database is switched to college database. So now what we have performed inside our database, it will write or manipulated inside our college database only. It will not change in any other database. So how can you check the current database? How you there is already before it is showing MySQL. After that we have used college. We have used this command. Then it is showing us database changed. But how we will know that our database is changed or not? We have a command named as select database and use this bracket. Then it will show us current database. If we use this command, it will show us current database, which is college. So our database is changed successfully. Is it clear for now? Is it clear? If we have to drop this database, how can we drop it? If we have to delete it, how we can delete it? We have to write something like the drop database college. Correct? If we write our database, if we write our query like this, drop database college, what it will do?
Completely delete table.
It will completely delete our college database. Query okay, 0 rows affected. Why it is not deleted? Or it is deleted? Let's check.
Delete. Delete.
Select database, null. It is deleted. That's why it is showing us null. If we use this show database command, then we don't have any college database inside it. Correct? Is it clear? So what are the commands we have used till now? If I
Create table.
pop this all and make it small. After that, I will comment it out using this. Correct. So for this, I will remove extra data. I will remove extra databases from here. Or now remove this as well. Correct. So what are the commands we have used till now? We have used soak database. Using soak database, we got our database here. After that, what we have done? We have used MySQL use college inside it. Database changed. Then what we have done? We have done select database. This is the command to use check this current database here. So these are the something we can use to perform some operations, or we can say to check the databases. Now what are we have inside our database? We have data types. Inside our database we also have some data types. Inside our Java or any it is a language. Correct. MySQL is a language. It is a language, so it should have some data types, because in any language when we try to learn it, we have to know about its database. If we are trying to learn about C, we have to learn about database, its data types. If we are trying to learn about Java, we have to learn about the data types. So it also have some data types. What are the data types we have inside our SQL? Int. Correct. Varchar. What is the varchar? Int is our regular integer. Varchar is variables with characters. It can have variables and characters both, like numbers, characters. It can have mix of everything. We can write or we can say it can define as a small variable character, or we can say inside varchar we can write something like this as well. So it is a mixture of variables and characters, or we can say numbers and characters, or special characters as well. Other than this, what we have? Characters, then float, then we have double, then after that double, what we had? Boolean, and we have date. What is date? And date time. So these are the some variables we had inside our database. So date is used to store the dates, and date time is used to store the date time. Date plus time. We can use date time to store the date plus time as well. And when we need to store the date, we can use directly date here. Is it clear? Clear? For example, if I write some example for it, like ID, and for ID, what we can define it? Int. Correct. We can define ID as int, or if we write name equal to varchar, and here we have to define the length as well. We can number of characters we can define it here. After that, what we have? Age. How we can define age? Using int. Correct. And if we have to define the marks, how we can define marks as well? Using double or float. And if I have to store the DOB, then what I can use? Date. Correct. So that's how we can store some data inside our database. Now we will try to create a table. Because why create table? Because our relational database or MySQL is a relational database, and inside relational database we have rows plus columns. Correct? Inside our database, relational database, we have rows and columns. So we will store our data inside our rows and columns. Here you can show. Here you also can see we have one column database, and for this database column we have multiple rows, 6 rows. So how we can create a table? Let's try to create a table here. Clear it first. I think it will not clear it. So what we can do? Create table. We have a command create table, and first what we have to do, we have to create the database as well, because we have deleted it. So we have to create a database again, and after that what we have to do, use this database. After that we can create a table, create table students, and inside this students, now we are creating a table. It should have ID, it should have name, it should have age, it should have course or DOB. Correct? So what we are doing, we are defining the structure or columns of our table here. We will be defining columns of our table. So what we can write, ID as int. Correct? We can write like this, ID as int, name as varchar 50, same as before. And after that what we have to provide, age int, and DOB date. Right? We can write it like this. We can write it. After that we have to close this bracket and provide the semicolon here. We will write semicolon to end our string. We will use semicolon. We have written the create table students. We have started our bracket here. Inside it, what we have done, we have provided the column's name and with its data type. We are defining column names with its data type. Now what we will do, we will enter it. So query OK, and our query is run. Now what we can do, we can run show tables, and when we use show tables we will get one table here, which is students. So if I write DESC students, what it will do, it will show us the structure of our table. It will show the structure of our table. If I try to zoom it, can you zoom it? Okay. So what it will do, it will describe the students structure here. So if I define or if I describe the student table, what it will get, it has some fields, ID, it has int, name, varchar, age, int, date of birth, date. Correct? Null key, these are the some extra things we have discovered in the later classes as well. After that, what we have, primary key. What is the primary key?
Insert.
First we have to insert.
For now we will try to insert some data inside it. Correct? We will learn about the keys after that. We will try to insert some data inside our table for now. So to insert our data, what we can do, insert into students, and then what we have to do, values. Now what we have done, we have written a command insert into, where we have to insert inside our students table. Now what we have written here, values. What are the values? We have to define the values. So first we have to add some ID here. Correct? We have to add ID here, which is the type of integer. Then what we have to do? We have to provide the name here. Correct. After that, what we have to do? We have to provide the age here. Correct. It should be in the same sequence for which we have defined the columns as well. After that, what we have to add here? Date. And for date, what we can do? If I write something 22 10 204, will it understood or not? We have closed this bracket. Error. Why? Because incorrect date value. So to insert the date, what we have to do?
I
What we
think
have-
we start with the month, then the date in the middle, then the year.
So we have done like provided the date, then month, then year. So how we can insert the date inside it?
Month, date, year. First we have to provide
To do this, we can use something like
We use 10 stroke 22.
22 or then 12 204, and now there is still be error. So what we can do? We can
Let's
use
start with
we
the
can use
month.
2004 3. Then we will use this 07 or something like 10. Correct? So if we do this, it will accept it. Inside SQL, we have to insert our date in this format: year, then month, then date. So we have to insert our date in SQL in this format only. So it will accept it, and if we try to insert it in this format, it will reject it. Clear? It expects us to provide the year first, then month, then date. So that's how we can insert data inside our table. Now, how we will select data? How we will see what is the data we have inserted inside our table? We can write select from from students. Then we will get data, what data we have inserted inside our table. So we got 101 Rahul, age 22, and 2003 07 16 date of birth. Clear?
Yes.
So that's how we can use it. So this is insert. After that, we can update some data as well. If we have to update our data, what we can do? We have a command. We can use this command: update students and set. We will increase. We will change age here. So we will write age equal to 24. After that, what we have to define? We have to provide the query where we have to update it. So I will use some identifier as ID. We will use ID as identifier here. Then we will update it. We can also use name. We can use ID or name or anything which is unique for our table. That's why I use primary key. That's why we use primary key, because primary keys are unique values inside our table. So here we have only one data, so we can directly use name or ID as well. Correct? So for most of the case we use ID. So ID will be 101, and after that we will enter it. So rows, what it will say us? It will say query okay, there is no syntax error, correct? One row affected. Why one row affected? Because we have changed the data inside this row, and rows matched 1, changed 1, warnings 0. So this is the output of our query. If we try to run this again, we will get the updated data, correct? What will happen if I close this terminal? If I write something like this, exit, what will happen? It said bye. When I try to write the exit, it said bye. And we are back in our SQL commands. Then if I try to log in again, will our data will be there or it will vanish?
So it will be
Or
there.
it will disappear. We have logged in again, so our data will be persistence or it will be disappear.
It will be there.
It will
Local system.
be there. If we try to check, we have created a database name as college, correct? So we are there. If we use college again, then we have changed to database. And if we try to select start from students, our updated data is there, correct? Our updated data is there. It is not lost. Whenever we have shut down our server or we have closed the terminal, our data is not deleted, correct? So that's how our data will be persistence for each and every condition here. Then how we can delete data? To delete the data, what we can use? Delete command. That delete from students. And what we can do? We have to provide the condition where we have to delete. ID equal to 101. If we write it, will our data will delete? Will our data deleted? If we run this, line, will our data deleted or not? Yes. If we run this line, our data will be deleted. Select star from students and we got empty set here, correct? So that's how you can insert data inside our table. You can update data inside our table. You can delete data inside our table. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
If we try to, now what we have done, database, select database, show databases, clear, create table. So we will copy it from here and paste it. We will add it to our Git repository as well, so you guys can check it. What are the commands we have run inside this class? So this is clear how we can use database or how we can use this thing to store our data, how to we can manipulate our data, how we can update our data. So this is the some basics for our SQL. So you guys have to download the SQL and install it in your server. You have to run it inside your server. Then what we have to do? We have to log in inside our SQL command line, and you have to practice these commands for yourself. I will back to our Java 30-day program, and inside it I will commit everything what we have done today. Practice questions. Correct. We have practiced some questions, and what we have done? Seen database and basics of SQL command. Correct. So I have commented it and I can push it. So this code will be on this GitHub library. You guys can access it from here. If you are not available, Dipti, for which class you are not able to find the recording? We have uploaded the recording for the 13th, I think 12th, 11th class, till 11th class, and this is 15th class. We 12th class recording will be there tomorrow, and I will try to upload more frequently.
Yeah, I
Okay.
seen up to 10 sessions is there. Later I didn't find any sessions.
There is
That's why.
session for the 11th class as well, so you will get it. And I will schedule the 12th class for today, and 13th and 14th will be tomorrow. Till tomorrow you will get the 13th or 14th class.
Okay, can you share the link? Is the same one from 1st to 10 or it is some other separate?
Or link will be same for the playlist I have shared already. You can access from here. Inside the same playlist you will get the videos.
Can you share once again?
Okay, wait a minute.
And today I was trying to attempt the test. Since my cam is not working, I didn't able to attempt one.
Okay. I will